Music of Africa. Music holds a fundamental role in African daily life, permeating work, religion, ceremonies, and communication through singing, dancing, drumming, and hand clapping, with applications in diverse events from births to funerals, religious practices, and political gatherings. Its global influence on American, Latin American, and European music has generated a growing interest in exploring its cultural heritage, particularly its rhythmic and spiritual elements that contributed to the evolution of jazz. African music, originating from the continent's cultural and musical diversity across over 50 countries, reflects a colonial legacy that intertwined music with language, environment, politics, immigration, and cultural variety, demonstrating its enduring impact on global musical expression. Traditional music of Africa. This music is characterized by an interlocking structural format with dense textures and complex rhythms, influenced by a myriad of sources, resulting in diverse genres. Notable examples of African music genres include Afrobeat, a fusion of West African and Black American music. Apala, a Nigerian genre used during the Muslim holy feast of Ramadan, featuring instruments like the rattle, thumb piano, bell, and talking drums. Axe, a popular genre from Salvador, Bahia, Brazil, blending Afro-Caribbean styles. G10, a Zimbabwean dance music with fast percussion and guitar accompaniment. Jive, a lively South African music genre with a variation of jitterbug dance. Juju, a Nigerian style incorporating traditional Yoruba rhythms with Western instruments. Kwasa Kwasa, a dance style originating in Zaire characterized by hip and arm movements. And Marabai, a South African township music evolving into African jazz, combining American jazz, ragtime, blues, and African roots with simple chords and keyboard style. Latin American music influenced by African music. Latin American music has been profoundly influenced by African musical traditions. Reggae, a Jamaican sound, is characterized by dominant bass guitar and drums, and is heavily influenced by traditional mento and calypso music, American jazz, and rhythm and blues, with its distinctive offbeat rhythm and staccato chords. Salsa, a dance music originating from Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Colombia, encompasses various genres such as son montuno, guaracha, cha-cha-cha, mambo, and bolero. Samba, the quintessential Brazilian rhythm, underpins much of Brazilian music with its lively and rhythmic dance and music style. Soca, a modern pop music from Trinidad and Tobago, fuses soul and calypso elements. Wur, a Muslim music, is used as a wake-up call during Ramadan celebrations, blending African and European music styles. Zouk, originating in the Caribbean islands of Guadeloupe and Martinique, is characterized by fast, carnival-like rhythmic music, driven by various instruments. These Latin American music styles showcase the rich and diverse influence of African musical traditions on the region. Additionally, vocal forms of African music, such as maracatu, have been integral to the cultural tapestry of Latin America. Combining African percussion rhythms with Portuguese melodies and involving large drumming ensembles, singers, choruses, and dancers. African music encompasses diverse vocal forms that have left a significant impact on various musical traditions. Maracatu, originating in the African state of Pernambuco, combines the powerful rhythms of African percussion with Portuguese melodies. Featuring Nações, nations, parading. The blues, born in late 19th century African American communities, express diverse emotions in songs, with notable artists like Ray Charles and B.B. King. Soul music, popular in the 1950s and 1960s, blends elements of African American gospel, rhythm and blues, and jazz, characterized by catchy rhythms, hand claps, and powerful vocals. Spiritual music, originating from enslaved African migrants in America, combines religious themes with beat-based voices, vocal inflections, and dynamic changes. Call and response, a musical method where two distinct phrases are sung in succession, with the second responding to the first with verse-chorus structures and compositions. Musical instruments of Africa. The traditional African instruments can be classified into several categories. 1. Idiophones, these are percussion instruments that produce sound when struck with a mallet or against each other. Examples include the balafone, a West African xylophone, various types of rattles. The agogo, single or multiple bells, and a ting-ting kong, slit gongs used for communication between villages. The shekere is a gourd and shell megaphone from West Africa, while the rasp is a hand percussion instrument that produces sound by scraping notches on a piece of wood. 2. Membranophones, these instruments have vibrating animal membranes, such as drums. African drums can be carved from wooden logs or made from ceramics, gourds, tin cans, or oil drums. Notable examples are the djembe, a West African drum shaped like a goblet, and the talking drum, used for sending messages. 3. Lamellophones. Lamellophones are instruments with plucked tongues or keys mounted on a soundboard. They include instruments like the mbira, thumb piano, karimba, kaizan, and laikbe. 4. Chordophones. These instruments produce sound through the vibration of strings. Examples are the musical bow, lutes, such as the konting, column, and koni, kora, a sophisticated harp with a gourd body, and zithers, like the raft zither, tubular zither, and harp zither. 5. Aerophones. Aerophones produce sound by trapping vibrating air columns or enclosing a body of vibrating air. They include flutes, horns, reed pipes, whistles, and trumpets. African musical instruments exhibit great diversity in terms of materials, shapes, and playing techniques, making them an integral part of the rich musical traditions across the continent. African instruments are often made from natural elements of the environment, with the resourcefulness and creativity essential in creating the rhythmic and melodic elements that define African music. 1. Drums. Drums in Africa can be made from a variety of materials, including wood, clay, metal, tortoise shells, and gourds. The choice of material can influence the drum's sound and resonance. 2. Xylophones. Xylophones are constructed from lumber or bamboo, and the bars are often made from these materials. They are played with mallets. 3. Flutes. Flutes are crafted from reeds or bamboo, which are readily available in many African regions. They produce melodious sounds when blown. 4. Trumpets. Animal horns are commonly used as trumpets, and their distinctive shapes can affect the timbre of the sound they produce. 5. Drumheads. Animal hides, lizard skins, and snake skins are used to create the membranes for drumheads. They can also serve as decorative elements. 6. Stringed instruments. Strings for instruments like harps, fiddles, and lutes are made from laces crafted from hides and skins. 7. Thumb pianos. The tongues of thumb pianos are often made from bamboo, producing a gentle pluck sound. 8. Rattles, gourds, seeds, stones, shells, palm leaves, and the hard-shelled fruit of the calabash tree are used to create rattles. 9. Recycled materials. In modern times, Africans have become resourceful by using recycled waste materials like strips of roofing metal, empty oil drums, and tin cans to create percussion instruments. 10. Human movement. African musicians often use their body movements, such as clapping, stomping, and dancing, to accompany their singing and add a rhythmic dimension to the music. African musicians have a rich tradition of using materials from their natural environment to craft musical instruments that are not only functional but also culturally significant. Additionally, they have adapted to modern materials, allowing for a diverse and creative musical landscape in Africa.